said 4 before, this is only 2 you have asked me. You have 2 more questions. I would say one very important part of it is actually getting the right team together. The age gap between you and the artists that you have. I have artists that are 16, 17, 18. So some of them first don't even really know what you're about. They don't even know this your great legacy that people talk about like that. They know that you're the one that signed Rema, Arasta, and stuff like that. So they know like just a little bit. So they don't really know in total like all these other great stuffs. But it's also it's good to have a team together that they can vibe with. Not only you. So my team consists of people of all ages that the artists they can learn from. We've tried to put together a very very solid team that we don't we're not too rigid at Mavin. We learn as they go. That's what we learn. As culture is changing, is shifting, we are bringing more young people to also help in transitioning the new artists that we're getting. Also, the baby in me is still alive. I think so. Somebody said to me that it's like I'm stuck in my childhood. Because sometimes I used to do like a child. I don't know whether it's supposed to be a compliment or this, but whatever the case may be, it's shy helping me because it's not making me to feel out of place when I have to tell my artist, oh, you need to actually create content on TikTok and stuff. It's not like I'm not just saying it. You can see that I'm also doing it as well. So if an Agbaya like me can be doing it, I see no reason why you also shouldn't want to push your work and things like that. So we vibe. We vibe. It is very very important to actually have a childlike mindset. There are plenty. There are plenty. Why? Because you see, footballers. I think footballers and maybe other sectors. I think they figured out a way of transitioning from after playing football, after playing in a club for a long time, then you now go to maybe all those Qatar, you now go to all those Qatar, all those India or USA. Then from there you now come back, you now become coach or manager uh, and stuff like that. Or then you now go to, and start doing TV, what do you call it, like broadcast. I think they figured a way how they don't look at old footballers. Like if you see like if you want to see old Ronaldo now, this is you don't look at them like they failed now. They don't grow, they don't play that thing, they don't transition into something else and like they've retired and gone. But I think people look at musicians in the wrong way. So if you don't see a musician for 1, 2 years, or maybe because they've gotten old, they just assume that you're Kobaole, kind of. You understand? But that's not necessarily the case. You're older, you can transition into something else. So, in some cases, we've been able to transition properly, but when it gets to a point where, well, let me just cut it short. The difficult part is when you have to now remove sentiment from business and be like, okay, I think that we've gotten to a point where we've pushed too far. We kind of need you to transition into something else. Now that is not necessarily performing artist. You understand? Performing artist it's really for the young blood them and stuff like that. Or unless you are, if you are, especially if you are doing pop, unless you are doing juju music and the rest like that. So having to make that decision sometimes, yeah.
So, sometimes people call you Don Mr. Do or in the sense
I've
that,
not heard that before.
no, in the sense that,
Who's that? Is that do or which name is that? I don't know how to express the feeling. Because it feels amazing. Even though I have done like a 10 years before, like when you're counting like 10 years from the beginning when I started like with movies and stuff, I've done like 10 years in the game before. This one feels different. Why? Because it's like more hits records before we got to 10 years was cut short. Um, so this meant a lot, or it means a lot to me that we have tried and we got it to be 10. It feels like yesterday when we just started, and you know when you start something new, you get like a lot of comments and people that don't really understand your vision that will try as much as. It's not like they're trying to bring you down, but they're not really trying to bring you down. But they don't see your vision and they don't know how far you're willing to take it. But they will just be saying they're leaving comments. It's not like they're trying to bring you down, but they're leaving comments, their own comments, short-sighted comments like obviously, how can you do that after coming all the way from Mohits? Mohits is the greatest thing. See, I love Mohits. It's my baby too. Um, I felt like some people could have believed in us more. Okay, there's a reason for changing your record label or starting afresh or starting with a new name and stuff like that. But in that beginning period, there was a lot of naysayers and things like that. So looking back for like how far we've come, it does mean a lot to everybody in the team. Everybody, my team, everybody is happy. You see celebration throughout the year. We started celebrating from January and we're going to celebrate at the end of the year. We have an album coming out, Mavin's album. But first we just start staying Mavin All Stars. A Mavin album. So we're really celebrating the whole year because it does mean a lot to us. And not only to us, I want people to look at us, people that have dreams to either run a record label or be in the industry, in the music industry, um, to look at us and believe that it is possible to be in this industry for long, run a successful career if you are serious with what you're doing. Um, if you put in the work, if you put in the work and you're determined and you're dedicated, you can go as far as possible. Because as you see me so now, I don't look as if I'm tired. Oh yeah, I'm just getting started.
for energy.